Hello, welcome Solex Nation. It is December 1st.
Yes,
Do you know what that means?
That means we open up phase 1.
Today!
Today's phase 1. We're excited about this. Solex University, we have basic training. A lot of people have done basic training.
Yes.
In fact, we've had about 1,000 people in basic
Yes.
training. That's exciting for us.
Well, we do recommend basic training. Before you go into phase 1, make sure you start with the basic training. But if you don't know what we're talking about with phase 1, should we show them a little tidbit of it?
Yeah, we should.
All right, watch this.
The AO scan is only here to help you become more aware of how our environment, our diet, our food affects us. And in showing us in tangible ways, it helps us make better decisions.
Have fun with frequencies. Enjoy the process. Dive into the ability to educate yourself and to educate other people. It's actually the universe of your body.
Our emotions are paramount and key to living a healthy life. We're never going to have a perfect day. We're never going to have everything go smooth. We're always going to have the potholes in the road. We're going to have the ups and the downs. It's how we deal with those that help us have a more stable life, keeping our frequencies high, keeping our emotions in check, and most importantly of all, being grateful for everything that we have.
Once again, welcome to Solex University and to the continued journey towards better frequencies, homeostasis, better well-being. It was my pleasure.
Phase 1 is awesome.
Yes, it is. If you wanna join us on phase 1 and take advantage of that teaser, the fun that's going to be in, and all the learning, Deb, Bruce, Lauren, just incredible information. There's going to be a banner in your back office. You'll follow the link in that banner, and that will take you to the spot to enroll. If you've already enrolled for phase 1, you should be receiving, if you haven't already, an email from Solex with your access to phase 1.
Yes.
So I think that covers everybody. Those that pre-bought and those that are ready to jump in and learn a little bit more about their scanner right now.
Yes, and if you haven't received that email, please give us a call and we'll take care of that for you.
Yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah. Okay, a couple weeks ago, was it a couple weeks ago? Time's flying by. We did our first Facebook Live.
Yes.
And we had a fun announcement, right? But first, before we get there, if you hear any banging and clanging on this video, it's because we are under construction, as you saw on the Facebook Live. We are. It's going to be for a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, but they have started our new construction of our video
studio. We're excited.
So we're moving to a little bit more professional place,
yes.
I guess you'd say.
So please excuse any noises that you hear that aren't belonging on this video.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
On that Facebook Live, what did we introduce?
We 50 cent enrollments for the rest of the year. And so if you have anybody who's thinking about starting their own business, wants to be a QLA, loves the scanner, loves sharing the scanner, loves scanning other folks, and they want to build a business around it, now's the time, if there was a time. 50 cent enrollment.
If you saw the Black Friday video that Kai and I did, I said 49 cents. Excuse that, please. I meant 50 cents.
I think it was the $49 down to moving the decimal point over.
It's 50 cents.
We didn't do you any favors with that.
You didn't help me out at all there. You just let me hang out to dry.
Yeah, but it's 50 cents.
50 cents.
So enjoy that.
Yes.
50 cents. That was a big announcement for us.
Yes. And then speaking of our Black Friday sales, they were amazing. We are sold out of our LightWave glasses.
Yes, we have sold through those. We had a bunch. In fact, we'll say this: LightWave glasses was the #1 selling item for Black Friday. Maybe we discounted it too much. We know you're not going to say that, and we're fine with it. But we are in this little bit of gap. We have a new manufacturer providing us with a new LightWave glass that we have all the pressure we can put on them right now to get them back to us.
Coming soon.
So if you have anybody, I've seen several people enroll commonly with LightWave glasses. Know that that's coming soon. We're weeks away, we hope, from being able to have that available for them if they don't have LightWave glasses. So just know that that's coming,
Okay.
We're making a step in the right direction.
Yes.
But we hope those that got the great deal on LightWave glasses, you
and
love
other
them.
things. We
So
had so
many
much
other
fun.
things.
Yeah.
We had a great time. It was a blast
It was
to
fun.
participate in that.
Hey, guess what?
What?
We have more people with Solex license plates.
Of course we do.
Should we show them?
Like every week
It
we
was
get
so
people
fun.
getting their plates. Let's show them.
Well, really quickly though, we have had some questions. People have asked us, do you get the license plates from Solex? These license plates are from your DMV.
Yeah,
from
these
your
are like
local
official.
DMV. These are official.
Yeah.
That you have your month and your year stickers
Yeah.
on. You're registered with your state.
Yeah, when the cop pulls you over and they run your plates, those are the plates we're talking about.
So drive nicely if it says Solex or AO scan
Yeah,
on your car.
yeah.
So, all right. Okay, let's show the plates. Lori Giovannini.
Amber Gold Moseley.
Rajean LaRue. I love to see those plates.
I do too.
It's so fun.
It's great.
It's really Amber Moseley, but he calls her Amber Gold.
I do.
So those of you
Yes.
that know her.
Amber Gold.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about our top enrollers. Now, we didn't have a call last week, so we have a 2-week time period for these top enrollers.
Yes, November 15th to 28th.
All right, let's
And
start
of
with...
course we have ties.
Of course we have ties.
Yes.
Let's start with second place.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is Leslie Zwick,
Jessica Zavaios.
Julie Malili,
Diva Butkunas.
Cindy Brock.
And Mashanka Barlake.
Good job. Congratulations. That's a lot.
That's quite a few.
That's a good tie.
That's a lot of people. And for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Those are
Yes.
good numbers for those folks.
All right, let's talk about our first place. We also have a tie.
We also have a tie.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to read the first one?
Sure. Raquel Varela.
Raquel Varela, congratulations. First place top enroller. And you are tied with Paige Haynes.
Congratulations, Raquel and Paige. You are the new owners of a Solex silver coin.
Yes, we will send those out to you, and you are now part of the Solex Legacy Group. Okay, so we showed you a little piece of phase 1. It was kind of like a teaser, right?
It is a teaser, yeah.
I feel like we should give them a little bit more.
Like, okay, so this is like, the teaser is the book cover, and this is like, when they let you see the chapter 1.
Oh, yeah.
And you can read chapter 1 of
Yeah.
a book. Let's show a little bit of
It'd be
phase 1.
Pieces. So some pieces. Let's
Yeah.
not give them the whole chapter 1.
Well, no, maybe a little segment from Deb and a little bit from Lauren.
That sounds good.
How about that?
All right,
Okay.
watch this.
Okay, so here are some of the top points that we are going to have in phase 1. We're going to learn about frequencies. We're going to learn about how things tie in. We're going to educate you on how you can start connecting the dots with your mobile scanner. So here we go. Put on your seatbelt and let's go for a ride. So our goal is to have it where your inner voice can educate you to the areas that need support so that we can reverse this and get it where that organ gland or system frequency-wise is more supported in a way that nutrients can come, waste can leave, and the organ gland or system becomes more balanced and can function better. Now here you'll see one of the main reasons that what we just talked about happens. The adrenals sit on top of the kidneys, but they handle your stress. And those adrenals on a day by day, they're supposed to be able to react to an emergency situation and then have it be where the body calms down and goes back to where it was before the emergency situation. Unfortunately, in today's society, and we've all seen this a lot in the last couple years with everything that's going on in the world, a lot of people are having it where their adrenals are keeping them in a fight or flight mode. And so they constantly are having too much adrenaline, their cortisol levels are going up, they're having increasing inflammation, all kinds of problems because those adrenals need support. Now where that's going to be reflected is that stress with the adrenals and them using so many minerals up and having it be almost like there's a saber-toothed tiger at the front door and you're about to get hit by a bus. I'm not supposed to have that be on a continual basis. You're supposed to be able to sleep at night and repair. You're supposed to be able to have times when you can rest and relax. So this constant stress with the adrenals then has an effect on because of emotions on a lot of parts of the body. And those parts of the body are reflected in your inner voice, the ones that have frequencies that are fluctuating and starting to show the effects of that stress. So this is a way that you can really educate yourself, and think of it this way. If you take a test today and you see certain numbers, and a week from now you see that those numbers are improving, and you know that you've been drinking more water, or you changed your diet, or you're starting to exercise more, or maybe you've cut out gluten, maybe dairy, sugar, corn, soy, whatever it is, improvements that you're making, then you have here an educational tool where you can track your progress. So stop worrying about, oh my gosh, it shows I have this. It's not saying you have this. It's saying that you have frequencies that can ebb and flow, that you have the choice to improve. So start getting excited about the numbers you see. Do it where you start making changes and get to start seeing some progress, and then congratulate yourself that you actually are raising the frequency of your body to a healthier state. So the value of the numbers is extremely educational. And if you read them that way and use them that way, you can get a lot of benefit out of your mobile scanner. So here's another view of the heart. See how there's a 9 in there? That would be an area, the aortic valve, that would be an area where somebody could think, I wonder how I could improve the frequency for that area. And then you can notice the other numbers too, like a 3, where another valve is showing that it might be a little bit tired. These are frequency imbalances in the heart. It's not saying that there's something wrong with the aortic valve or with the left valve. It's saying that the frequencies there just need notation. Now, another area that the inner voice showed was that there was a need for better digestion. It suggested some enzymes and that there might be a need to do something so that food would break down better and the body could use it better. Well, look at the numbers here that came over for the small intestine. Look up there with the villi. They're showing frequencies and imbalance where there might be slightly sluggish energetically. Why is that important? Well, those villi are kind of like little fingers in the small intestine, and they're responsible for allowing the absorption of your nutrition. If they're energetically a little bit tired, they would need assistance for you to even get the benefit that you need from the food that you're eating. But then again, there's different foods that also can aggravate the villi. And so you would want to take note of different areas in your testing that might give you clues as to why energetically the villi, that small intestinal area, is having an issue. But here again, this was brought over because it was suggested in the inner voice, it was confirmed in vitals, and now it's bringing over that energetically and comprehensive, the actual area where those frequencies are being shown. So this is really, really valuable information for you. Now, remember this slide that we saw before, that the inner voice shows area that needs support? If we go back to that inner voice slide, if you look down in the right-hand corner, there were areas where it suggested chiropractic, okay? Now, we know that chiropractic can improve the ability of the brain to talk to the organs, glands, and systems. We know that it has an influence of blood flow up to the brain, spinal fluid flow up to the brain. There's a lot that goes on with the spine. Having proper care of the spine is one of the more important things that somebody can do to improve their health. So in inner voice, it was bringing up that those areas needed support, possibly through chiropractic. So what do we see after we did the comprehensive as far as the bringing over the total report? Well, look here. Look at that slide and look how many areas in the spine are energetically showing that they need support. So here again, the intelligence scan complete took what was in inner voice, tied it in with vitals, and then took all of those frequencies and then prioritized in the body the areas that energetically need support that you already saw in those first two areas. It ties everything frequency-wise together and helps you start seeing a complete story about how you can help someone.
So far in Course 1, you've learned a little bit more about inner voice, what's behind inner voice, what makes inner voice work. And you've had all this information presented from Vitals, from Deborah Bruce, about Vitals' comprehensive inner voice and how they work with each other and how they link together. In this section, we're going to talk about the Cephi. If you understand this principle, everything is energy. That's it. Everything is energy. And so understanding that, then these things become much more useful and powerful to you. So I hope this is beneficial to you. You now have the opportunity to go through this as many times as you want, and then to take your test. Once you have completed your test, and you've completed it and you've passed it, then you will be given a certificate, and this is a certificate that comes with continuing education credits from the American Naturopathic Association. So thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in Phase 2. Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a really great Thanksgiving with family and friends, or whoever you were with. I hope it was a great time and you took some time to be grateful for all that you have. Great weekend. We had our Black Friday sale. That went over really well. Everybody seemed to like that. And we launched the updated enhanced version of the reports for Vitals. That didn't go over quite as well. That had a lot of concerns and questions and confusion, and that is the last thing we wanted to do. So, as you can see by your reports, we've reverted that back to the previous system, so that you're familiar with what you are used to seeing. But let me give you some background on that and some updates on why we did that and why it will eventually go back to what you didn't like initially. But you will grow to love. In the very beginning with the scanner, and you've heard us talk about this in the past, we had a limited amount of things that we could do. And the more that we've been able to do, and the more scans that you have been able to do, and in the short period of time that these scans have been able to be done, we've been able to learn so much more of how the frequencies are correlating with disruptions in our frequency fields within our body. And I need you to drive that into your brain deep. We're looking at frequency disruptions. We're not diagnosing your body. We're not going to be able to tell you this is what's wrong or that's what's wrong. These are things to help you learn how your body responds to emotions and to environments and diets and stuff. Use this as an educational tool. So with that embedded deep in, understand first and foremost, the AO scan is to educate you, not diagnose you, okay? So now let me get back to the reason I want to talk about this. When we made the update to the enhanced vitals report, you saw a lot more reds in your vitals, a lot more out of range than what you were used to seeing. And the reason for that is, in the beginning, anything from 3 through 7 was hard to determine where all those numbers reached, so we put them in your in-range area. And we left 1 and 2 and 8 and 9 out of range. As we've been able to evaluate these more than 2 million scans over this last year, we've been able to fine-tune that resolution. And we now know without a question that 3s and 7s belong in the out of range, not the in range. This is helpful. The more fine-tuned your scans are, the more accurate those numbers become, the better education you have on things you need to change. Does that make sense? 4, 5, and 6 are definitely in the in range, the normality bubble of frequency in range. Okay, 5 is always the best. 4 a little bit on the low end of normal, 6 a little on the high end of normal. But 3s and 7s are no longer, we know, to be in that normal range. They should be in the out of range. So we need you to start preparing your mind for that, because in time, in the next few weeks, we will convert that back to where it really should be. This whole thing is about getting it as accurate as we possibly can. And the more detail that we provide you, yes, it may be a little startling. I have more reds, or that's why the numbers are there now, because now you can see, well, okay, I see a 7, it's out of range, but I know it's real close to being in range. You see, it's not just I'm out of range or I'm in range. Now you have a little bit more guidance on, okay, this, I'm close, I can get it there. I just need to change some diet or change an environment or make a change. Same with the 3, it's almost into the balance area, but not quite. So it kind of gives you a better yardstick to make those decisions that you need to make on lifestyle changes, dietary changes, environmental changes. So be prepared that in the next few weeks we will implement that, re-implement that back, because that's really what it should be. Now you'll also still have the ability to just see the reds and greens, but be prepared, you will see more reds. But all you have to do is click on the enhance and it tells you, oh, that was a 3 or that was a 7. So they're close, but not quite there. I hope that helps you understand all we're trying to do is make the AO scan a better tool for you as you use it with yourself, your family, and possibly your clients. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to talk about today. Okay, so the next issue that's come up a lot, especially since Deborah was here and was talking about 1s and 9s, and we were mostly talking about 1s and 9s. In fact, we were talking exclusively about 1s and 9s in the comprehensive scan. And we explained to you that a 1 meant chronic, means it's been there a long time or something you've been dealing with a long time. And a 9 means it's acute. It's something it's either been there a long time, but all of a sudden it's raised its ugly head, or it's just something that just has happened, but it's something that needs more attention, something you need to pay attention to. And there was some confusion. Some of you thought that it was the reverse. So just for the record, so you understand, when you see a 1, that means it's chronic, a while. It's been there. You may be coping with it and dealing with it, but it's been there a while and it's still something that needs attention. A 9, on the other hand, is something that you need to pay more immediate attention to. It's causing more disruptions within your frequency field. So 1 chronic, 9 is acute. Okay. Now the next question that comes with that is, well, what if I see a 1 and then after optimization I see another 1, a double 1, or I see a 9 and a 9, a double 9? What does that mean? Well, first thing you need to understand, and we go into this in depth. Deborah really does a great job on this in phase 1. And I strongly recommend get your basic training behind you and then jump into phase 1, because it's really going to help enlighten you on how this scanner works. And the more information that you understand about that, the better this tool is going to be for you and your family. Okay, so what does it mean when I have a double 9 or a double 1? A double 1 mean, let's take one in particular, cortisol. Okay, I got a double 1 in cortisol. Does that mean I don't have enough? Does it mean, it just means that there's an issue here around the cortisol. Never look at just one thing on the scan that's out of range. You need to look at the whole scan. You need to be able to find out what else is being affected by this, because almost always when there's 1s, there will be a 9 somewhere else in that scan that you just did, or an 8 or something, because it's compensating or overcompensating for the other. You cannot make a judgment on, oh, I don't have enough cortisol, or I have too much cortisol because I had a double 9 or a double 1. You have to look at the scan in its entirety. Then you can start connecting the dots. And again, a lot more detail on that in phase 1, and too much information for a Wednesday call. Double nines, same thing. It's something you need attention. In other words, optimization on its own didn't fix it either, double nines or double ones. So that means there's a dietary change or an environmental change or a relationship change. Something needs to be changed because the frequency optimization on its own wasn't enough to encourage that adjustment. Remember, the AO scan is not here to force anything. It is here to gently persuade something that's out of range to try to move back into range if that's possible. And sometimes it is, and sometimes it requires something outside. So pay attention to your scans. We know there's a lot of information there, tons of information, and it's going to get more. So the more you can learn to understand how to connect the dots, the simpler, believe it or not, it will become in the long run. Because then you'll be able to start to say, okay, this means this, and this connects to this. But it comes with practice, it comes with use, and it comes with education. So focus on those things. Don't ever panic with a double one or a double nine. Just pay attention. See what your next scan says. Does it stay that way? And if it stays that way for more than 2 or 3 scans, then I would say, go talk to your health practitioner. Is there a problem here? Am I missing something? And always, always involve your health practitioner when you get into an area where you don't understand. Okay, another question that has been coming up, and this is another really, all your questions are great questions. Don't ever be embarrassed or ashamed to ask a question, because if you're asking or thinking of a question, I guarantee you've got a whole group of people asking or thinking the same thing. And if we don't get to everybody's questions, and sometimes they're hard, if we get lots of questions in. The questions that come in that we try to do on Wednesday calls are the ones that we get the most of, that we can deal with in a very short period of time for these calls. One of them that's come in over the last few weeks quite often is about energetic shield and energetic clearing. That's a great question, and so let me go through some of that. Precisely, the question was, do I do energetic clearing, then I do my scan and optimization, and then I do a shield? Or do I do energetic clearing and then shield and then my scan and optimization? And the answer to that is yes for both. And let me explain. When you are scanning yourself, you would want to clear first, scan, optimize, and then shield. Bookend, everything in between for you. When you're working with a client, where that's different, is you clear yourself, you shield yourself, then you open up their profile, then you clear them. Then you go through and you scan, you optimize, and then you shield them. See the difference? You did the same thing for them that you did for your scan, with the little caveat of you clearing and shielding yourself just prior to them doing their thing. Okay, so let's just recap that. When you're scanning yourself, you want to clear, scan, optimize, shield. That's for your scan. Now you bring in your client. Before you bring up their profile, you bring up yours and you clear and you shield. Then you bring up their profile. Then you clear them, scan them, optimize them, and then you shield them. That's how that is the best way it can be used. Okay? Now, if you don't do it that way, the world's not going to fall apart. That's just the best way to do it, but it's not necessarily has to be that way all the time. But it's a good practice to get into. It keeps your biases and your frequencies from interfering with theirs. Okay, now this has come up from the very first time we introduced the portable scanner, and that's the profiles. And how accurate is a profile to be? And in the beginning, it was, we needed your picture, we needed your name, we needed your birthday, we needed your weight, your height, the name of your first, anyway, you understand what I'm saying. We needed a ton of information on you. As we've learned, like I've said previously, as we've learned more about the scanner, we're being able to get more and more information, detail that's unique to you from your voice. Okay, so now what we really need on your profile or on your client's profile is really just their name. A picture's nice. I use a picture just because I can associate a name and a picture much easier, but the picture's not critical anymore. So a name, okay, your weight, your height, it's great to have it in there. It's not critical. Let's say that you put somebody in and their weight's 150 and they lose 20 pounds. You don't need to change it. You don't need to change any of it. Once it's in, you made a profile. You made an electronic signature. You don't ever want to change that, okay? But no, is it critical that the weight and the height are in there? It's helpful. It's not critical. Does it have to be exact? Nope, it doesn't have to be exact. It's just a way of helping the system create a more accurate electronic profile or electronic signature for you. Okay, so you don't need to mess with them. That's what you need, and with that information, you'll be able to, over multiple scans, create a very accurate scan based on that individual's profile. Okay, and then the last thing I want to talk about today, and this is simple, when we introduced the supplement library, which I love supplement library, and I know that some of you do as well. We put in some of those supplements that were already available through the company, and one of those was called Gano Cleanse. Okay, now Gano Cleanse is a product that we've been. I'm going to stop right here for a second because you need to understand there's some noise going on in the background because we're under major reconstruction here, and so I apologize for all the noise, but we'll continue on with this. So Gano Cleanse was one of those products in there. Now, this last year, we here at Solex decided to reformulate Gano Cleanse, make it a little more, not a little, a lot more effective in helping the overall gut cleanse process. And so we've added different ingredients, more potent ingredients to help clear out the toxicity in the intestinal and elimination process of the body. So Gano Cleanse, for your information there, is easily substituted for Solex, because that's what it is now called, Solex X. You can go into your supplement library, you can delete Gano Cleanse, and you can just scan Solex X back in. But that's what Gano Cleanse is, and I haven't changed mine yet. I still use the Gano Cleanse when it comes up. I know I need to use Solex X. So I hope that helps. And again, so much we appreciate the support that you give, the positive comments we get, the constructive criticisms we get. We are literally a family, and we are growing as a family, and we will have hiccups along the way and confusions along the way, but our goal is to provide you the absolute best service, tools, software that we can to make your experience with AOScan and Solex the absolute best. So until next week, thanks so much.
You know, we had a great week. Black Friday, I think everybody loved it.
We did.
Hopefully we surprised a few people with what we did. The number 2, did you know the number 2 thing that we sold was chapstick? Chapstick. Yeah, people love the chapstick. It has the Cybin bead in it. I think and it's an all-natural make, so we love that.
And remember, the Cybin bead is programmable, so you use it with your Cephi.
Yep. So collect those too. Once you're through the chapstick, you hold on to that and make a bowl full of Cybin beads.
There you go. Sticky.
Yes, it would be kind of interesting. Okay, so let's use that as our giveaway.
Good.
Okay. Giveaway chapstick. Let's do a 9-pack of, we're in the month of December.
Peppermint.
Perfect. Peppermint. Okay, how are we going to do this? We're going to go to, let's do Facebook. We'll do our...
In the comment section.
In the comment section. So in Facebook, our AOScan official Facebook page.
Yep.
Go to that. And then we're going to put a post out that says, enter the weekly contest to win. You'll see it. We'll put a link here in the YouTube video for that. go on that and then put in the comments something you would love to learn about on these calls. As we plan out the rest of 2021 and into 2022, we need to know what you want to hear. So we can put that together. What do you think?
We can.
Is that a good one?
Yep, that's a good one.
Good enough. All right, you guys have a great week.
See you.
Amber Gold.
Okay, moving on. What are we moving on to?
You're moving on to the...
All right.
Not you. Let's show what?
You don't want the single finger salute?
I can't believe you just said that on a Wednesday call. Okay,
What?
let's
Have you
move
ever?
on.
Okay, maybe I've received one or two
Moving
of those.
on. Okay, moving on. Let's announce.
I hope that
show.
makes the bloopers.